Welcome back to Eva's Kitchen. I'm Eva and this is Eva's Kitchen. As you can see, we're gonna do some baking today. Today we're gonna be baking a red velvet cupcake with cream cheese frosting. And we're gonna make it semi-homemade versus store-bought in cake mix. So we're gonna do a little hack on it. So, as you can see, my ingredients. And before I get started baking, I like to say thank to all my new subscribers. I'm hoping you're enjoying the content of my cooking and decorating, and welcome aboard. So let's get started. Okay, as you can see, I got my dry ingredients here. I have my Swanson Down cake flour. I have Betty Crocker cake mix, pure vanilla, baking soda, baking powder, sugar, buttermilk, 2 eggs, and cooking oil, canola cooking oil. Now, what I did first was I took my dry ingredients. I didn't use the whole box of cake mix. I used 1.5 cups of cake mix, and I sifted in the bowl. Then I combined 1/2 cup of cake flour. So this is where the hack comes in to make it taste homemade. And these are my dry ingredients. So, and reason I use the Betty Crocker cake mix because the hack is to how I'm gonna say it is, I didn't want to use cocoa powder and cinnamon and all the other ingredients, and that was my shortcut to get that red velvet look. So, and then I combined the cake flour to make it taste like it's homemade, not homemade. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to put in, okay, got my dry, I'm going to continue to put my dry ingredients. I'm going to use 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. I'm going to use 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of sugar. And the reason I'm putting the sugar in because I want to keep that little sweetness in the cake because I'm going to use buttermilk. I don't use water. I always use buttermilk. So, and then next we're going to be putting in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. That's one of my wet ingredients. Now we're going to put in 2 medium-sized eggs, room temperature. And then I'm going to be putting in 1 cup of buttermilk instead of water. And it's going to make it very moist. Now I could put in just a teaspoon of vinegar because I put the buttermilk in to cut down on the acid. So let me get just a little bit of vinegar. Okay, I'm going to put just a little bit of vinegar, which is 1/4 teaspoon. It kind of cuts down when you use buttermilk, the acidity in the cake. So just a little bit, not a lot, just 1/4 teaspoon. But I'm gonna go back and visit with the baking soda. Now we're using baking soda and baking powder. They're different. They're not the same. One gonna make it rise and one gonna make it nice and moist. So baking powder and baking soda. Okay, we got that all together. So I'm going to use my hand mixer. We got all our wet ingredients in. Oh, I did not put my cooking oil in. So I'm going to put in 3 tablespoons, maybe 4, of cooking oil. I almost forgot. If I put in 4 of these, that'll make 1/3 of a cup. I'm just estimating, but that will get the moisture going in there. So, I'm gonna stir this up, and then I'm gonna use my hand mixer. Let me get a butter knife. And I'm gonna start it off low, and then I'm gonna bump it to halfway to medium. Okay, you see the consistency of the cake? How moist it already looks. And always use your spatula, because sometimes when you're mixing, even with a hand mixer, the bottom don't get completely mixed. So this is the consistency that I'm looking for. So now I'm going to put them in my muffin pan. And we're gonna bake at 350 for 30 minutes or so, or until done, depending on your oven. And I periodically check them in 20 minutes to put a toothpick in to see if it's done. So I have my muffin pan sprayed with some Pam. I didn't put any flour at the bottom of it because I sprayed it real good. So I'm going to put and if I have an extra amount, I might have enough to make a little cake out of 8 by 10 cake pan. If not, I'll come back and make some more. Now you can make this for mother, for your grandma, your nana, your mom. For Mother's Day, it's getting ready to come up. It's not that hard. And if you don't want to hack it, you just go by the cake, the box cake mix. Instead of using water, just use some buttermilk, and it'll still give it that homemade taste. I didn't buy any pecans to top it off with pecans, but we're gonna make a cream cheese frosting. So this would be a good idea for Mother's Day, to make Mom and Grandma some cupcakes. And if you're having friends over in a family gathering for Mother's Day, this is good. So you see, I didn't crowd my pan. So, okay, we have some batter left over. So I'm gonna start this off, and then we're going to come back and check it in 20 minutes and see if it's done. But roughly my oven goes about 30 minutes, but you don't want to go over 40 minutes to 45 minutes. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, we're back. I checked on the cupcakes, and they need about 10 more minutes. So while we're waiting on those, let's just get started on our cream cheese. Now we only need 4 ingredients for the cream cheese. Make sure your butter is soft. Leave it out at room temp. Make sure your cream cheese is softened. Leave it out as well. And I have a cup of confectionate sugar. You could call it confectionate sugar or powdered sugar. And I also have vanilla. So I got my butter all softened, so I'm gonna mash it around and get it all incorporated and get it nice and creamy with my hand. I'm not gonna use the hand mixer. Now I'm going to put in my cream cheese. Now I'm going to use the hand mixer now because I'm going to mix it in. Okay. Now this is very easy and it's tasteful versus buying the one in the store. This is homemade. See, can we get this back in here and it clicks? Okay, we're ready. Okay, we're gonna cream this up. I use 1 stick of butter. Depends on how much you're making. If you're making a lot, use 2 sticks. So I'm gonna put in 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and then I'm gonna stir in my powdered sugar. I like vanilla, so I'm gonna put a little touch more in there. Make it taste rich. Mom and Grandma enjoy that. Make sure you make them a good cup of coffee. Okay, you see it's coming together? Now, what I'm gonna do next, take my sifter and sift in a little bit of powdered sugar. I'm not gonna dump it all in at one time. I'm gonna sift it in. And then combine again and then until I get the whole cup in. See how those little balls are there? You want to sift it out so it'll be nice and creamy. Ooh, I like it nice and creamy. And the more you whip it, the creamier it's going to get. And icing should not be loose. See the consistency of that? It should not be running. It should have some kind of consistency that it gelled together. Yep, it's coming. Need a little bit more sugar. Because right now it just tastes like butter. So, and I'm gonna taste it again and see if I need to put a 3/4 cup of sugar in it, or more powdered sugar, so we'll see. Always taste and then make adjustments. I'm starting to smell the cupcakes. I'm gonna put just a little bit more sugar. It's not as sweet as I want it. So that's gonna be almost 3 cups of sugar. Oh, I'm all out of powdered sugar. Can't put granulated sugar in it because it won't taste the same. I gotta look in my pantry and see if I got any more powdered sugar, because I need at least, it's sweet enough for me, but I know my grandbabies. I'll be right back. Okay, I put in another 3/4 cup of powdered sugar. But before I combined it, I gotta get these cupcakes out because we don't want them to burn. Because they're ready. Look at there, you guys. Just look at there. Okay. I'm going to let them cool before we put the icing on it, because the ice will just run off if we put them on too hot. So I'm going to finish combining my cream cheese frosting. Okay. That's starting to look good. Let's taste to make sure. Perfect. Perfect. But never put granulated sugar in when you're making cream cheese frosting, because when you bite into it, you're going to be tasting those little sugar grains. So the powdered sugar would be what you need to use. Okay? So that's perfect. Okay. So we're going to set that aside. And when the cupcakes cool, we're going to frost them. So, hold on, be right back. Okay, we're back. We're getting ready. The cupcakes are nice and cool. Don't they look lovely? So, now we're going to put the cream cheese frosting on. I took some cooking oil, sprayed my Ziploc bag, and then I put the piping in. I put the frosting in, and now I'm getting ready to pipe it. So remember when we did the Oreo cookie video, and I told you I was gonna practice piping? So we practicing again today. So let's see how pretty we can make it. Okay, that looks good. Okay, see what we did? So, treat Mom and Grandma and Nana to some red velvet cupcakes. So, let's give one a try. Let's see how moist it is. Oh, but look at there. Just look at there. Nice and moist. Very moist. Okay, you see how nice and moist it is? That's what we're looking for. So let's give it a try and make sure we have all the ingredients all gelled together. Delicious. All I need is a cup of tea. Very, very good. It's nice and it's moist, not too sweet. Okay. Our cupcakes are ready for Mother's Day or any occasion you desire. So if you like what you see, tell a friend, come back and see me. And remember, I'm Eva, and this is Eva's Kitchen. See you around.